Lila Bennett was drowning. The stack of unpaid bills on her kitchen table mocked her. The voicemail from her landlord, the third one this week, confirmed what she already knew: she had exactly 7 days to pack up her life and figure something out. When her best friend Mia slid a newspaper across the coffee table, circling an ad for a live-in nanny position with her bright pink nail polish, Lila almost laughed. "You're joking, right? I can barely keep a cactus alive." Mia rolled her eyes. "It's perfect. Salary includes room and board. The kid's 6, how hard can it be? And look she tapped the ad, private estate in Brentwood. You'll be living better than we do now." Lila hesitated. She'd never been great with kids. But she was great at running from her problems, and right now, that was the only skill that mattered. The Carter estate took her breath away. The sprawling modern mansion sat atop a hill, all glass and sharp angles, looking down on Los Angeles like it owned the city. The housekeeper, a no-nonsense woman in her 60s named Rosa, led her through marble-floored halls to the study where Nathaniel Carter waited. He stood by the floor-to-ceiling windows, backlit by the afternoon sun, his silhouette sharp against the skyline. When he turned, Lila's breath caught. Mid-40s, with salt and pepper hair that made him look distinguished rather than old, and a jawline that could cut glass. His navy suit probably cost more than her car. But it was his eyes that stopped her, a stormy gray that assessed her in one glance and seemed to find her lacking. "Miss Bennett." His voice was deep, clipped. "You're late." Lila checked her watch. "By 4 minutes. Which makes you late." He moved to his desk, the movement effortless, like a panther stalking its territory. "Emma is my priority. You'll be responsible for her school schedule, meals, and activities. I expect punctuality, discretion, and professionalism at all times." Lila arched a brow. "Do I look unprofessional to you, Mr. Carter?" His gaze raked over her simple black dress, the one she'd bought specifically for this interview. "You look young." "I'm 28. Exactly." He folded his arms. "Young. Impulsive. Likely to prioritize your social life over your responsibilities." Lila's cheeks burned. "You don't know me. I know your type." "And what type is that?" "The kind who thinks rules don't apply to them." He leaned forward, bracing his hands on the desk. "In this house, they do. Are we clear?" Lila should have walked out. Should have told this arrogant, judgmental man exactly where he could shove his job. But the memory of her empty bank account kept her rooted in place. Crystal. The first week was hell. Nathaniel was never home, but his presence lingered in the immaculate house, in the way Rosa eyed her skeptically, in the list of rules taped to the fridge. No guests. No alcohol. No entering the East Wing, his private quarters. Emma, at least, was a bright spot. The precocious 6-year-old took one look at Lila's chipped nail polish and declared them best friends. She was smart, funny, and heartbreakingly eager for attention, from anyone but her father. "He's always working," Emma confided one night as Lila tucked her in. "Even when he's home, he's not really here." Lila smoothed the girl's hair. "Some people show love differently. Do you think he loves me?" The quiet question shattered something in Lila's chest. "Of course he does, sweetheart." She wasn't sure she believed it. The breaking point came 3 weeks in. Lila had just put Emma to bed when she heard the crash from downstairs. She found Nathaniel in the kitchen, tie loose, pouring whiskey into a tumbler with shaking hands. A shattered glass glittered on the floor. "Rough day?" she ventured. He didn't look up. "You're off duty." "I was getting water." She moved to the fridge, painfully aware of his gaze tracking her. "You should spend time with Emma. I provide for her. She doesn't need another toy." She needs her father. Nathaniel's glass hit the counter with a crack. You know nothing about what my daughter needs. I know she cries herself to sleep some nights because she thinks you don't love her. The words burst out before Lila could stop them. Silence. Nathaniel's face went terrifyingly blank. Get out. Lila fled. She couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m., she crept downstairs, the house silent. She hadn't meant to raid his liquor cabinet. And she definitely hadn't meant to slip into one of his discarded dress shirts, the one he'd left draped over a kitchen chair. But there she was, leaning against the counter, the hem of his shirt skimming her thighs, when the lights flicked on. Nathaniel stood frozen in the doorway, his hair mussed from sleep, his gray sweatpants hanging low on his hips. His gaze dragged over her, the bare legs, the way his shirt gaped at her chest. Problem, Mr. Carter, she challenged, lifting her chin. His jaw tightened. You're wearing my shirt. Observant. She said, his eyes darkened. Don't worry, I'll wash it. He stepped closer. That's not the issue. The air between them crackled. Lila smirked. Then what is? Nathaniel closed the distance in one stride, his hand snagging her waist, his voice rough. This. And then his mouth was on hers. The kiss was fire and fury, his tongue claiming hers with a desperation that stole her breath. His hand slid under the shirt, scorching her bare skin, pulling her flush against him. Lila moaned into his mouth, her fingers tangling in his hair. A whimper from the doorway froze them both. Emma stood there, rubbing sleep from her eyes. Daddy? I had a bad dream. Nathaniel jerked back as if burned. Lila heart pounding. I'll go, she whispered. His grip on her wrist stopped her. Stay. The single word was raw. Please. In that moment, Lila saw the truth. Nathaniel Carter wasn't just a ruthless businessman. He was a drowning man, and she was his lifeline. After that night, everything changed. Nathaniel started coming home for dinner. Really being present, not just physically but emotionally. He read bedtime stories, helped with homework, even, to Emma's delight, attended her school play. And Lila? She fell. Hard. Not just for the man who kissed her breathless in dark corners, but for the father who was slowly learning to open his heart. 1 year later, when Nathaniel slid a new contract across the breakfast table, this one with a diamond ring tucked inside, Lila didn't hesitate. I accept, she said, and kissed him right there in the sunlight.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe.